Hello friends, and welcome to this channel. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a very powerful lookup table in Excel called GetPivotData, which only works on pivot tables. It is used to fetch data from a pivot table into your dashboards or reports or any other formula that you might be using. The best part of this formula is that once properly applied, you do not have to worry about changing the ranges if the position of the fields change. Only one thing needs to be kept in mind that you do not change the position of the pivot table. Otherwise, you will have to change its reference as well in the formula. Let's have a quick look at the syntax of the formula and we'll then jump on an Excel file to see how it works. There are broadly three parameters. Data field. Here you need to type in the field name where your numbers are coming in. Pivot table. Here you need to mention the cell where your pivot table is. And then next is a set of pair, that is field and item. Here you need to type in the field and its corresponding item which you want to fetch. So let's quickly jump over an Excel and see how this works. But before we do that, I request you to please subscribe our channel if you have not done that yet, so that you do not miss out any other videos, and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. So without wasting any more time, let's hop onto an Excel sheet. For this example, I'm using a data sheet, a sample data sheet that I had used in one of my other videos on pivot tables. If you have not checked that out, you can do that by clicking on the link I've given in the description table. So I'm using this data and I've already created a pivot table where I'm showing a sales record or sales transaction for each employee, their team on the team wise, and for each of the year. But now I want to show this or present this in a sales dashboard. So how do I do that? One way is either you can use, like, just click equal to and link it to the respective cell where your number is. But what happens if your pivot gets updated with another employee name, or your view of this pivot table changes? Then you'll again have to manually update this link. This also happens if you're using one of the other lookup tables like VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, on which I will prepare another video. Then also the same issue will happen, that if any field gets changed, like its position gets changed, or its value increases and the desired value is not met, so it will throw up error. To cater to that situation, there is a formula, as I mentioned, called GetPivotData. So let's apply that and try to bring in the sales number, total sales number achieved by ST1 in the year 2020. So for that, let's type in the formula, so equal to GetPivotData, and we'll open up a bracket. So the first parameter that it needs is the data field, that is from where the number would be pulled in. So that you can see is same sum of sales achieved. So that is the value from where I need to pull in my values. So I'll type that in, and everything that you type in would be in double quotes. So let's do that. So sum of sales achieved. Now I need to mention the pivot table. So the best way of doing that is you can refer to the first cell from where the pivot table starts. So in this case, it starts from cell A3. So I'll type that in. So I'll first type in the sheet name, pivot, open up exclamation mark. Then I'll mention the cell. So that will be A3. Now, say if I want to copy and paste my formulas, I do not want this cell to change. So let's lock this by putting a dollar sign in front of the column and in front of the row. Now the third parameter, that is in set of pair, I want to type in the field name and the item that I want to bring in. So that will be I want the sales team, right? So and this will be st1 because that is what I'm bringing in now right now. Also, I want it for year 2020. So I'll type in year. So that will become my field 2 and item 2 will become 2020. Since this is numeric in nature, you do not have to put it in double quotes. And let's close this bracket and press enter. So now you can see that this is bringing this number, which is the total of st1 and in the year 2020. Now let's put this in 2021. So I'll copy this formula and paste it over here, and all we need to do is update the year to 2021. So now it will take that value for 2021. Say you want to somewhat automate this formula by referring it to the values already present in this dashboard, so that you do not have to change the items every time you're copying and pasting it. So what you can do, where it's written st1, let's mention this cell where it's already st1, and let's lock the column, because whenever I'll be copying it across in the next columns so that it remains intact. And in year, let's refer it to the cell where the year is mentioned, and in this case I'll lock the row. And now let's press enter. Now you can freely copy this and paste it anywhere, and with that these values will be updating. Now let's just copy this and paste it in the below row. So now you can see it is now pulling the data for st2. So that's how a get pivot data works. So say you want to also bring in additional items here. So in this case, say I want to pull in a particular employee's sales now. What you can do, then you can add in another pair of field and item. So the field and item would become the employee name. So we have this employee name over here, and let's take an example for ABC. So all you need to do is insert another pair. So again, comma, this time it will be emp name, that is the name of the field, comma, name of the person is ABC, and you can just type enter, and you can see it is now fetched ABC's sales figure for 2020. You can again copy this over and paste it in the other cells, and it will. So okay, you can see that it has given a ref error because ABC is not present in st2. So it is considering a combination of employee name and sales team. So had ABC been in st2 as well, it would have picked up the name. Now the biggest advantage of this is that even if you change the order of your field, so say I bring in the employee name in front and sales team after that, then also your formula will be working and it will fetch the data. Had this been a VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP, it would have thrown error because it would have been looking for ABC in column B, where it's sales team right now. But the beauty of GetPivotData is that it constantly updates the ranges as long as your field is appearing in the pivot table. So I hope this will be very helpful to you whenever you will be preparing your own dashboards or reports, or even creating some random formulas where you're fetching data from a pivot table, and it will make your life a lot more easier. Thank you again for watching this video. I really hope this will come to your use in the future. I have also included a link to the video on pivot tables in the description box, just in case you want to check that out. So, thank you once again, and do subscribe us if you have not done that, and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. See you soon in the next video.